most people think private money lending is sketchy or loan sharking or just for people with bad credit. I mean, I actually had someone recently tell me at a retreat, isn't that racketeering? So, as a corporate attorney, I am going to show you exactly why that's wrong and how the pros actually use private money lending. Okay, so the first myth is that private money lending is loan sharking. Well, no. So, private money lending is actually regulated by the states. And when I talk about private money lending, I'm talking about doing a business purpose loan to a business entity, right? So, not loaning to a consumer. There's regulations that govern what these loans might look like and how to do them compliantly. So, it's not loan sharking. There are usury laws that govern private money loans, and there's even other types of laws that protect people such as homestead laws, which in some states protect a person from using their primary residence to secure a business loan. And there's a ton of different laws that protect people from loan sharking. Okay. The second myth here is that it's a bank loan. Okay. Now, this is not a huge institution that pretty much pulls money from other investors and then gives out loans. Okay. It's not a bank or institution or hard money loan, right? When I talk about private money lending, I'm talking about regular people like me and you. Okay. Me, regular. Okay. Corporate attorney. I work full time doing private money lending. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not out here, imagine me in a bank doing these loans and giving out money, just like what the bank does with your money. Okay. So if you keep your money in a bank, they are loaning it out to other people just like you. How do you think that they're able to let you use a credit card and charge you 30% interest? That's because they're pulling people's money and loaning it out. Third, a lot of people confuse private money with hard money. I made another video about this and I just got to drive the point home. These two are not identical. Okay, hard money is often institutionalized and very rigid. Okay, private money is very relationship based and is usually on a much smaller scale. Not always, there are private money lenders who do very large loans, but typically when you're doing hard money, there's a lot more people that are answered to. So, they may be loaning from a fund, right? Or like a syndication where they're doing a lot of different loans to a bunch of people with other people's money. With private money, it's direct from lender to borrower, right? So I'm doing these loans directly from me, from my money to an investor. So we talked a bit about what private money lending is not. Now let's talk a bit about what it is. It is when you, as an individual or your entity, so you're controlling that entity. That can be an LLC, a corporation, however you set it up. That's when you loan your money directly to a borrower, often secured by real estate or another asset without going through a bank. Okay. So when I say another asset, not all private money loans are secured by real estate. There are people who do equipment loans, like, they may be loaning to a trucking company to add more trucks to their fleet. They may be doing loans for a vending machine operator to add more machines to their route. They may be doing loans to a hair salon who needs to get more shampoo bowls because they're expanding. There may be people who are doing loans to a medical office because they need to get expensive medical equipment. It's not just about real estate, okay? But either way, when I'm talking about private money lending, I'm talking about an individual who may be working through a business entity giving a loan directly to the investor, okay? So, unlike traditional lending through institutions, private money lenders set their own terms, their own rates, and their own risk tolerance. Now, this process can be faster and more flexible, and borrowers love this because they sometimes need speed, they need creativity in terms of the deal structure, and sometimes they can't even get funding for their needs from a traditional bank or institution. Like sometimes there are hard money lenders that have minimum loan requirements, like a few years ago, I had a contact that told me that their hard money lenders don't go under 40,000. I recently inquired about a hard money loan and they told me they don't go under 100,000. So imagine, you just may want to add 3 vending machines to your route and you need about, $10,000. You're not going to be able to get that loan from a hard money lender, right? And you're certainly going to have trouble getting it from a traditional bank, especially if your business is new. And that's where private money lenders can come in and offer that flexibility. Okay. It's often used for real estate, such as in fix and flips, or when people are doing a burr, or even when people are acquiring property. Sometimes it's used for bridge loans or gap funding. So if a company who's doing a real estate transaction needs to show a certain amount of funds in their reserves. Sometimes they will get a short term loan so that they can close and then pay that money back. And sometimes they just need to bridge the gap between one stage of the project to the next stage of the project. So they may get gap funding from a private money lender as well. So, who do private money lenders typically lend to? This can be a real estate investor, a house flipper, like we talked about, land developers, wholesalers. I've seen wholesalers request earnest money loans. It could be a small business owner, and it could be an entrepreneur, so a startup that's in need of capital, any other professional seeking quick funding. So these are a lot of the different types of borrowers that may work with a private money lender, but it's not an exhaustive list. Private money lending is not, for our purposes, the same as consumer lending. Consumers are individuals like me and you. So when you go out as a consumer, you may get a credit card, you may be able to get a car loan or have student loans. These are consumer type loan products. When I'm talking about private money lending, I'm not talking about loaning to consumers. I'm talking about loaning to business owners and business entities. So, no, not a loan to your cousin or your uncle or your auntie, business entities. And even if your cousin or your uncle or auntie owns the business entity, I still wouldn't do a loan to them. And that's another story for another day. Private lending is also not unsecured loans. Okay. That is not what I'm talking about. There are people who do unsecured business loans, and God bless them, not my ministry, but that's not generally what I'm talking about when I'm talking about private money lending. It's also not charitable or handshake money, okay? When we teach private money lending, we are teaching people to put real contracts in place, real liens on real property, and also other types of property like equipment, and to have real processes for doing this, real underwriting. This is not just someone came and said, "Can I borrow a couple bucks?" and you just gave it to them. That's not what we're talking about. And private money lending is legal. I've had so many people say crazy things to me like, you know, is that even legal? Like, is that racketeering? Is that this? And I'm like, loaning out your own money is legal in a lot of states. Okay. Now, there are some states that require you to have a license to do private money loans. And, that's another story for another day. But there are several states that, depending on the size of the loan and the type of loan and how many loans you're doing in a certain time frame, you may not need a license. So just want to clarify some of these things. Some people get confused. So I hope that this provides that clarity.